What's up, guys? This is Raw Healing Food, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about fats. Especially on living diets, people are all into the low-fat diet, and fat is actually very necessary for not only your nerves and your brain, but also your skin, just a lot of things. If you don't get enough fat, you're not going to be able to use the rest of your food. And basically, what does enough look like? People are confused, and part of the reason is that everyone is a little bit different, and depending on your stress needs or all kinds of other needs, you might have a very different fat need than someone else. And basically, you don't want to have any less than 10% fat in your diet, and you should probably look at how much fat is actually in the fatty foods. And also protein is often packaged with fat, but 10% is like not what you should be having every day. It's like the minimum. The maximum is probably like 35% fat, 40, and anywhere in between there is good, but I would advise you to stay somewhere between like 15 and 20% fat if you're anything like me. And yeah, basically there's a huge difference between raw fats and cooked fats because the chemicals get changed, the shape alters so that it's very hard to digest cooked fat. And raw fat is going to have way more positive effects. And fat, you have to have both omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids and balance those about 1-to-1 ratio. And plant fats are like the best fat basically, but you can also get fat from fish and stuff. And it's rare, but some people can't really produce DHA and stuff from plant fats like they're supposed to be able to, so fish might be good for them. But basically, you kind of want to study up on not only what your favorite foods are, but what their individual contents are in relation to each other's omega-3 and omega-6 contents. Omega-3 is found in very high quantities in things like flax and chia, and like an avocado, for example, is a 15-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3. And this means it's very healthy for us, but it also means that we're going to have to supplement with some other fat as well that has a higher omega-3 ratio to omega-6. And let's just talk about the fats that are available. There's actually not that many fatty fruit plants, and they're tropical. Coconut, avocado, durian, also known as jackfruit. It's a huge, sweet, juicy fruit flavored thing. You can't really get it in the Western world very easily. You have to get it just fresh or it stinks. And usually you find this in Asia, the tropics, like I said. Let's see, other fruits, olives, and also cold pressed olive oil, very gently processed. Other oils are good, like walnut, just coconut oil, but if you're going to go for oils, it has to be very unprocessed and not just unrefined, but in its most pure form. Sorry, this is so bouncy. So yeah, the fruit fats are your best bet, but then you can move on to tiny seeds and a few nuts. And whenever you use seeds and nuts, they must be sprouted, and the longer the better. But if you don't sprout them, there's enzyme inhibitors in them, and raw food comes packaged with enzymes which do all the digestive work. They just put everything together, move it around, And when you have enzyme inhibitors that aren't soaked off and drained out in the water, well, basically you can get into indigestion. You can make yourself sick by eating raw, unsoaked nuts, even seeds. And I encourage you to go with like chia if you can. Almond is also good. Just whatever is most available to you. Just make sure that you look up the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, and don't be too low fat ever. And balance your, try to have your fats with greens, especially in a salad. Especially make those fats into a dressing, perhaps with citrus, and just put that over your green salad and chew really, really good on those greens. Fat combines great with greens, and fat doesn't combine so well with sweet fruit, so if you put it in a smoothie, it'll taste great, but not if you put a whole bunch of sweet fruit. You can put vegetables in there, or like tomatoes, especially great for men. There's that lycopene in there, and especially when you blend up tomatoes and stuff, it's way more accessible. And yeah, I encourage you to start experimenting with recipes with avocados and coconuts and just all kinds of little seeds, especially in the winter. In the winter, it's easier to get heat from seeds and nuts than it is from fruit fats, but you can still have fruit fats in the winter, especially if you're not like hiking in the blizzard or something. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions or if I missed anything, please comment below. I know that when I don't get enough fat, well, one of the main problems that I see is dry skin. Let's see, you also kind of get stressed. You can have, if you have a nervous disorder and you kind of think that your emotions are out of your control and everything, fats might really help you. And as long as you're not having more than like 3 avocados a day, or 2, it depends on what your current diet is like, you're just going to have benefits from that fat, and your body's going to thank you. So thank you for watching, and have a lovely day. Peace. Cheers.